You are listening to Season 2 of The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, the short and often daily podcast in which I chronicle my life and attempt to be a writer by writing daily. Sometimes. Hello, today is Sunday the 29th of June 2025 and you're listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer. And once again, it's rather warm. It's coming up to 6:30 in the afternoon. I've had not that lazy a day. I have done a few things today, actually. So I went to bed last night at a vaguely normal time, actually. It was about 11 o'clock. And although I was tired, I wanted to stay up and watch a couple of bits from Glastonbury. So through iPlayer yesterday, I caught up with things like Lowly Young. It was wonderful to see. So she did there seemed to be two lengths of sets at Glastonbury this year, 45-minute set and a 75-minute set. And I think the bigger artists are getting the 75-minute set and the less big ones are getting the 45. And Lowly Young had 45, and that's fair because this time last year, you know, apart from a few people that had, you know, chanced across her music, I don't think many people know who she was. And you heard me talking earlier in the year about Messy, her absolutely wonderful single that did get to number one. Well, she did do her set, and she had obviously some diehard fans in the audience joining in and singing and enjoying it. And then, obviously, very sensibly, she decided to use Messy as the final track of her night. And it was actually quite emotional. The crowd went nuts. They were singing it back at her. And you could see that it was emotionally affecting her. Something that she had written being screamed back at her by thousands of people. It was really glorious to see, actually. I watched Ray. Ray is... I can't judge how many people know who Ray is. I think she's absolutely fantastic. There's an Amy Winehouse-ness about her voice, but I do think she's a more talented... I think she's a more talented and smarter performer than Amy Winehouse. I mean, probably due to the fact that she's not high on drugs most of the time. I'm not saying she's high on drugs ever. I'm saying that Amy Winehouse was high on drugs most of the time. And she did the set last night. She did a 45-minute set as well, I think, or was it an hour and a quarter? I can't remember. But there's a couple of songs of hers, if you haven't checked out on whatever music service you listen to, check out Escapism and check out Oscar-winning Tears. They are both wonderful tracks, and she did those last night live. So I did that. There's a few others I keep meaning to watch, so I will catch up with Pulp, the Pulp set, because everybody said that was very good. Then the one I watched live after Ray was Charlie XCX. And I'm not going to lie, okay, the music isn't massively aimed at me. The audience that were there absolutely loved it. She absolutely legitimately did have the album of the year last year. Whether it sold more, I don't know, but I don't think many albums had the global impact that Brat had. It was absolutely splendid. But what's weird is that she didn't seem to be doing much live singing, so it felt like they were playing her songs and she was occasionally bothering to sing over bits of it or shout, "Fucking love you, Glastonbury," and stuff like that. And I wasn't that impressed with it as a live performance. I really wasn't. But then, as I say, it's not aimed at me. But no, it's. I think a festival like that would be quite horrible to attend, but it's really great watching the highlights and bits and pieces. I'm hoping they stay on iPlayer for a while. I mean, it's 6:30, so it finishes tonight. But I've read a rumour online that Robbie Williams is doing a surprise set. He may already have done, because I've been writing this afternoon, so I don't know if that's true, but I shall check that out. That'll definitely be worth watching. And other than that, I have been doing some writing. So I did a live stream earlier. I signed off chapter 36 of Empress of the Trees, which is... It's called Arrivals. It's the one that sees Carruthers turn up again. It's the one that, more importantly, sees Lance Corporal Barrera turn up again, and the consequences of that. Yeah, so there's some good stuff in that. Well, to be fair, I'd be very disappointed if there wasn't some good stuff in all of the chapters now, because we're that close to the end. So I signed off chapter 36, so that's 6 more than I planned to do this month. I've now kind of admitted, given that there's only today and tomorrow, that I'm going to focus on getting this book signed off, and then I will look at my package for Still Life before I start on... Sorry, my submissions package for Still Life before I start on its sequel. But yeah, so I've got 7 chapters left to sign off. I've read another one in detail today. I'm going to read it again this afternoon and maybe tomorrow morning. And then hopefully I will be able to do a live stream tomorrow on the last day of the month, on the 30th, and get chapter 37 signed off, which basically leaves me 6 to go. So it's not going to take me very long. And those 6 are, there's the 3 chapters at the end of the book, or, you know, the big sort of the big climax. And then there's 3 chapters that were originally going to be just one epilogue, but as I've said before, it would have been 24,000 word epilogue, which I'm just going to ask Siri something. I hope it doesn't bugger up this recording. Hey Siri, what is 24,000 divided by 300?
24,000 divided by 300 is 80.
Yeah, so 80, whatever that just said, 80 pages the epilogue would have been. So I've broken it down into 3 chapters. And so instead of having an epilogue on the end of the book, you've got the 5th part of the book, which is the aftermath, the world after after Ragnarok, as it were. Anyway, so I don't know what I'm going to do this evening. I might do some reading, actually. I haven't done... I mean, reading an actual book, not reading my own stuff. And then, yeah, tomorrow, if I can sign off chapter 37, that'd be absolutely lovely, leaving me just 6 to go. Thank you for listening. I'll be back tomorrow. Bye-bye. You have been listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer. For more information about what I'm writing, go to linktr.ee/Richard Writes, capital R, capital W, where you can find details of my website and social media. I may see you there.